Okay, I want to add to what I just said about the stained glass ceiling and the pornography. I want to make it clear that I'm not anti-male. About 90% of my friends are men, not women. 90% or more. And I also believe that I'm somewhat sympathetic to the special problems of men, because in the last few decades, while things have opened up for women in almost every area that was previously kind of closed to them or partially closed, that hasn't happened with men. Not to the same extent. Have they, there's still kind of a suspicion of a man who wants to be a kindergarten teacher, for example. Mona Charon, who's a conservative and often blames feminists for men's problems, said that she took out an advertisement for a mother's helper. One of the people who answered the advertisement was automatically dismissed. Why? He was a man. And so she just automatically prejudged him as not being qualified, even though he may have been the best qualified person. Okay, because men's roles have not expanded to the same extent that women's roles have. And I think that also can lend itself to a great deal of anger on men's parts, that we as women are still expecting them to basically pick up the check. We're expecting them to hold the door open for us. We're expecting things out of them from the, old-fashioned gentlemanly handbook. And we're not, but at the same time, we're not allowing discrimination in favor of them in any secular area. Okay. And I do think that men in general don't believe that they have as many choices as women do. A woman can still choose to be a housewife. And it's much more difficult for a man to choose to be a house husband, because he has to find somebody who's willing to support him. And that might be difficult. Okay. Or it would be difficult in a lot of cases. And a man in a traditionally women's job might tend to feel, that he's still looked down upon. A man who has a talent that is in a traditionally female area might still fear being called a sissy. So I think that when we look at certain things like the stained glass ceiling, or like the anger against women that appears in pornography, and on some aspects of pornography, we have to ask ourselves, have we opened things up for men to the same extent that we've opened things up for women? And I think the answer is that we have not. I hope you enjoyed that and will subscribe to my channel.